Is there truly any hope left in the world? I think there is a little bit, but it's hard to see it. Carrying on from the last video, I do think in a way society is doomed, but there could be a little bit of hope left. Hope is all fine and good to have, but we truly need action if we want to make a difference. But the real question is, what kind of actions are we supposed to take? I feel like in this world it's too easy to get overwhelmed with problems because there's too many of them, and there's not enough of us to really solve all those problems, or at least people that are adequate enough to solve those problems. So if anything, more problems get created trying to figure out how we can solve these problems. And if we really can't figure out what to focus on, then there really is no hope into solving all our problems. But forget hope in the world for a second. What about hope in ourselves? Especially for me, I feel like that's something I've really struggled with a lot. And I don't know, you might struggle with it too, but personally, I just feel really hopeless in life. I feel like I don't really have a guide. I feel like I don't really have much of a purpose or aspiration. And I really want to figure that out. I really want to learn more about the world, learn where I want to go in life, but I feel like I'm just wandering through life aimlessly without a real destination or goal in mind. And with that, I don't really have much hope for myself because I don't really know what to hope for. Do I hope for money? Do I hope to find love? What do I truly hope for in life? And I don't know if any of you feel the same way, but it's so hard to find hope when we don't even know what we want to hope for and what we truly want out of life. But the truth is, you can have hope all you want, but if there's no action that goes along with that hope, then you're never going to reach it. Hope can only bring you so far, the same way that a dream can. Hopes and dreams go hand in hand because it's something you think about, it's something you want, but as much as you want it, it's not going to come to you unless you put in the work to go get it. And that's why I feel like a lot of us tend to lose hope, because some of us really don't put in the work or the effort to go get it. And I'm definitely one of those people. I felt like a lot of it stemmed from being demotivated, and because of that demotivation, it just eliminates my effort and willpower to go really accomplish what I want. And for me, when it really spirals out of control like that, that's what really just eliminates any sort of hope for myself. And it just makes it really hard to really see myself accomplish what I want in the future. So if I continue down this path, there's definitely no hope for me, but it's hard to really find that one spark to get you out of the cycle. Hope is a great thing, but sometimes it can be stressful because hope can set these guidelines and expectations for yourself, but when you don't accomplish them and you feel like you're getting off track, it really makes you question yourself and start to doubt yourself. And I know a lot of people, when it comes to this, they really don't handle this kind of stuff well, because I know I sure didn't. Me stressing myself out with my own hopes and aspirations, it really just makes it more difficult for me to try and go for those hopes and aspirations. Because the way I think of it is, if I can't go for it now, and I haven't been for the past 20 years, what's going to change? It feels like nothing's ever going to change for me. That's why I always feel like I'm stuck where I am, and it's really hard for me to see that hope. It's really hard for me to see a way out. But just because I can't see a way out doesn't mean there isn't a way out. Of course there's a way out, but am I willing to reach for that way out? There's a lot of things that I'd have to change about myself to be able to break the cycle. And I feel like a lot of us really go through the same thing. So in the bigger picture, this kind of makes sense why we really feel hopeless as a society. Because not only the state of the world with constant wars, bad news, and just general negativity, but a lot of it also comes from us, where we start to just feel hopeless in ourselves. So the way that we're not only feeling hopeless in the world, but we're also feeling hopeless in ourselves, it makes perfect sense why there really is no hope left, because what else is there to hope for? It's already bad enough that we're just losing hope and faith in ourselves, but now that we're also losing hope in everything else, it makes it even harder to just find hope as a whole. So if we want to change this, where do we start? We can't really find hope for other people, so as hard as it might be, we have to find hope in ourselves first. And this can be done by really just having the mentality that anything can and will change. And this is because hope itself is meaningless without action. So if we change and we can find action, then that will lead to us finding more hope. Then as a result of less people being hopeless and finding more aspiration and purpose in life, and also helping those that feel hopeless themselves, we will end up believing that there's more hope in the world when there's less people to make us feel like the world is hopeless. But realistically, this isn't going to happen because people will always find reasons to be negative. People will always find reasons to feel like there's no hope. So the best way to do it is to find that hope within yourself. Because if you can find hope within yourself, nobody can take that away from you. If you have hope in another person and that person then feels hopeless, that hope that you might have had for them gets taken away. But when it's you, that always stays with you, and nobody can ever take that from you. So whether you want to feel like there's hope or not in this world is truly up to you. You can always find that hope yourself, you could find it in someone else, or you could just find hope in the world in general, which is always a good thing. So that's going to end off this episode here, and until next time.